are the people of Mercury. I am your interplanetary host, Travis Montgomery. These views reflect one planet and one planet alone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Mercury's Cast. I am your host, Travis Montgomery. Today I have a guest with me, an old high school friend who seems pretty vocal on social media these days, and that is exactly who I like to bring on, because social media is not where you want to discuss these important ideas. You want to do it in a long-form chat format. Let's welcome to the show Tim Nugent. Tim, how are you doing? I like to call him the Asian version of Ted Nugent. But don't get him twisted. With his name's Tim Nugent. Was it safe to say that you are an Asian conservative?
Yeah, I would like to say I do lean conservative, and yeah, it's good. It's good to be on, man. It's been a while since I've been able to chat with you, and it seems like we have like similar views. So it's good to sit down and talk with somebody that somewhat agrees with me sometimes.
Absolutely. And this is the kind of platform that you want to do it in.
I used to be a lot more vocal, like you were mentioning, but I've actually feel like I've toned it down quite a bit across the past couple of years. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure people still call me a troll though.
Well, trolling's fun, and there is a time and a place to troll, but with a lot of the serious issues, you can find humor in it, and you can find like these moments where it's comedic, but a lot of the times it's about serious issues. And, if we just view them as comedy, then, nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah. It seems like everything's a meme these days. It's just people share it just to get likes. And do they really care about it? I mean, is it just narcissism to get the likes, and then they're not really doing anything about it? It's like all these social justice warriors out there just claiming all this unfairness, but what are they actually doing about it?
Well, it would seem that the social justice warriors are doing more than the non-ones, especially Black Lives Matter. I mean, they seem to be getting their voice out there, whether it's for the wrong reason or the right reason, may not be helping their cause. So some of them are doing it the right way, but some of them are just not. They're just trying to limit your speech or limit your actions in one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I wholeheartedly respect their passion. I totally respect that passion, but sometimes it is misguided. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of mob mentality out there, and it's like I said, it's a lot of like, what are they actually doing about it? It's more about just a bunch of narcissism just to get some fame for that time being, like, hey, look at me, friends. I'm doing something, but what are they really doing? Okay.
Well, at any rate, welcome to the show. It's glad to have you on Mercury's Cast. Please go to Mercury's Cast on Facebook and like the page. Follow it on Mercury's Cast, Twitter and Instagram. We post some stuff every now and then. So, Tim, I met you at Cypress High. We were both in the same grade and pretty much had similar interests.
Yeah, I would say so. It was 2002 we graduated.
Good old 202. I barely made it.
It's 14 years, man.
Yeah.
14 years. It's just crazy how the time is just gone, man. Things so different now.
I know. I mean, I don't feel like the time has passed fast or it's passed too slow. I feel like personally time moves on at like the most appropriate pace possible.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at it.
I don't like when people go like, where does the time go? You were just 4 years old and now you're 7. Well, it was 3 years, and I hope you were present for all like 1,000 or whatever of those days of your kid's life, because if you weren't, then the time went down the drain and you didn't do anything. But if you're in the moment, the time feels like it passes by appropriately. But if you're too in the moment where you're dwelling on shit, then maybe you're not in the right spot and you got to do something about that if time's moving too slow for you.
It's It's funny the way you said that with like, oh, well, where does the time go? It's more like it's like something like an older person used to say to you when you're like a kid and you've grown up a few years, you know, because like the difference in that, like a kid growing up and like how we are now, just another couple of years goes by. It's not like we look that much different, you know. But I think now we are those people that say that to those, because I do catch myself saying that a lot, and I'm like, damn, I'm old.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a difference between saying, damn, I feel old, than where did the time go? And if you want to ask where the time went, all you have to do now is ask Facebook, because these memories things keep popping up, and it kind of brings you right back to the feeling that you were when you posted or, you know, took a picture or whatever. Do you get those memory?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I mean, it does have that nostalgic effect where you want to share it because it's just, I don't know, just showing time going
so
by.
Yeah, everyone wants to ask where the time went. Fuck
there
it.
It is.
Look no further.
Yeah, I mean, there's something every day, you know. Sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, man, I was foolish 4 years ago.
Well, and that's all a part about being an adult and growing. So, Tim, we met at Cypress High. Right?
Yeah, what year did you come in?
I came the freshman year, but I didn't finish the year out because I kind of got kicked out.
Yeah, because I don't recall seeing you freshman year. It was like, well, no, I think it might have been. I remember we just had that history class together where we absolutely tortured that lady.
Oh, Miss Monarchy.
Oh, yes, that's the name.
She was the worst.
Yeah, she was pretty bad. She was real bad.
Yeah, our buddy Joey Gormley got kicked out because of that damn woman. And
really? It was directly because of her? It had to do with her?
Yeah, because they called it a threat. You know how she liked to take people outside, and, you know, so he said, well, let's take this outside if you want to talk about it further, and they deemed that as a threat.
Oh, no way. Isn't that what she used to say? She's like, let's take this outside?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's okay for her to say it, but when the student...
But I think you know the beautiful stunt that I pulled on her. That
I don't recall. Refresh my memory.
Where I put gum in her hair?
Oh, yes. I definitely remember that.
So she used to sit in the back of the class, and I don't know, she just didn't seem like a grounded person, like she knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
So she would sit in the back row of the class, right? And granted, the first thing that this woman said was on the first day, I am a hard-headed Italian and I always get my way. And she kind of did because she was the teacher. You know, I mean, there's like almost zero arguing with the teacher and you win. Yeah.
I recall she was a huge Bruce Springsteen fan.
Oh, Lord. Of course.
And she hated your Marines jacket. Oh, that pissed me off because I knew a lot of people in the military. So, like, the fact that she was, like, putting down your Marine jacket, like you couldn't wear it or something like that.
I don't even remember that.
Did you have some sort of jacket that had some words on it that she didn't like?
I really don't remember.
Yeah, I got a pretty good memory. I remember a lot of stuff. Pretty sure that was you, but...
Well, anyways, she had problems with a lot of people. And so what I did one day was during presentations where she likes to sit in the back of the classroom, the very last row, was I kind of squeezed behind her, and with her long, curly hair hanging over the back of the seat, I pinched some gum, which we weren't even supposed to be chewing in the first place. I pinched it. So, you can't like put it in there and pull some hair. She's going to, for whatever reason, she thought I was even trying to squeeze behind her because there was a wall right there. Yeah. And, I pinched some gum in her hair and it was there for a little while. A lot of people saw
it. Did she ever find out that it was you?
Probably not.
Hopefully she doesn't follow you on Twitter, huh?
I seriously doubt it. But if she's on Twitter, I would like to find her and let her know that it was me. Anyways, it was Cypress High School. It was a fun time. I guess it was not a lot to worry about. It's not like going to. It's pretty much an Orange County high school, and a lot different than Artesia High School that I went to. But
yeah, life expectancy is a little bit better in Cypress. I have to say. Artesia's not that bad, but Cypress is like, I mean, people leave their windows down and stuff.
Yeah,
it's strange. Like one of my neighbors leaves his garage open all night. I don't know why. I don't get it. I know it works.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen about 20 miles south of Cypress, which is crazy.
Direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like literally maybe like 3 miles over, we got Stanton, Anaheim. I mean, Stanton's pretty rough for where, considering where it is.
Yeah, it's only like a couple square miles.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can get lost in those square miles pretty easily.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yeah, Hawaiian Gardens over here, up to the northwest. What else? Long Beach.
Anaheim.
I got to give it to the Cypress cops, though. As much as shit people talk about them and how, I guess, I don't know what's the word for it, but they're on the ball here. Their reaction time is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy for the amount of people that are there, for the amount of cops that are there. I guess that's what makes it comfortable for people to go there to retire, and there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I've noticed there is quite a the older crowd in the Cypress community,
and there's a big Asian influence in Cypress too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we even noticed that at our school. I mean, there's a lot of, I think it was predominantly Korean. Like that was the big, cause they own a lot of businesses in this town, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They don't fuck around. They come here to do good things,
Yeah. I remember we had some issues with some of the Korean kids at high school. That one of my friends, I guess, got into it with one of the like pretty rich ones. They ended up with a couple slashed tires, but we never solved that issue.
Huh.
Can't remember any names or anything like that, but yeah, I guess they rolled pretty deep though.
So how do you feel about social media these days and our friends? I mean, a lot of these people that we went to high school with are on social media, and a lot of people have some political stuff to say. They don't want to go too deep. They'll just repost something. So what do you have to say about social media and politics and how that?
Oh man, one thing I hate is those. I really hate social justice warriors. Like I said, I give them all the credit for their passion, but man, some of these people are so misguided. I mean, they're literally just taking what they see in the media at face value and just running with it, And a lot of these people, they have influence on a lot of other people. So it's all. I mean, to me, it's like a lot of it's like the blind leading the blind. It's kind of scary to see. And with social media, just like you say, it's such a platform for everyone to reach out to each other. I mean, we've never had this. Like, only recently have we been able to just connect with somebody in fucking Denmark, like a minute, like just from a post,
Right.
So it's like, the dynamic has changed. I mean, you think about old school propaganda. It's just what we're seeing now is just it's the same thing but at a much, much higher tech, There's so many more angles to do it. So many more ways to like twist what people say, media spin. I mean, there's so many media outlets out there that have some serious geniuses at spinning what actually happens and then what they actually report. Like, I mean, CNN, MSNBC, two outlets are absolutely notorious for spins. I mean, like, you know that dude, Rachel Maddow, every single time, like, it's unbelievable. Like, you cannot get any truth out of either one of those stations. And I'm not advocating like Fox News or anything like that. I don't even watch Fox News. I mean, I search out independent news sources. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have a cable subscription at all. I think that helps me to stay, neutral. And I feel like I'm one of the minorities that have not really chosen a side, because as soon as you choose a side that, I'm on board with this guy 100%, then anything that you see that does not go that person's way, automatically you're like, well, now you're, it's like drawing a line in the sand. You're on one side or the other, when a lot of us, when you break it down to the finer details of the real issues of immigration, abortion, Syrian refugees, I mean, a lot of people are split. They're on kind of both sides. So if you draw a line in the sand like that, it's very divisive, and it pits people against each other, makes people angry. Then we don't get anywhere. It kind of it's really unfortunate. That's why I think this, like what we're doing right now, is better than a Facebook thread, to where you can't really hear a voice. You can't really hear someone express their feelings. All you see is the words. Not only that person's had 20 minutes to like think about it if they have no life, which I don't even have time for that anymore. I would rather just, let's do this.
Or search for a suitable meme.
Yeah. And the memes are funny. Don't get me wrong. I am a fan. And some of them are just,
come on.
Man.
I don't think anybody doesn't like memes unless it's like it triggers them or offends them or something. But
right. Well, either way, if it's about Hillary or Trump and it's funny, I'm laughing and I'm sharing. But
absolutely.
Just by me, like, I attack Hillary supporters more than I do Trump supporters, because I just feel like she is so corrupt and so does not have the right intentions. She can be bought. It's been proven over time. She's got corporate interest. I mean, there's just so much stuff that is disgusting to me about her. And then, so every time I go on a thread, whether it be a famous video or whatever, I get pinned as a Trump supporter, and people try and throw shit about Trump at me. And I'm like, yeah, you might be right. You're probably right. Like, that doesn't interest me. What interests me is the level of corruption that she is involved with.
Yeah, I mean, I get the same thing, and it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that Trump probably is an asshole. Yeah. But that's really about it. I mean, Hillary is actually corrupt, and there's proof of it. I mean, there's proof everywhere. I mean, I don't know how new this is, but just today I read that somehow FBI Director Comey's wife somehow received $500,000 from the Clintons.
Huh. So,
I mean, I'm pretty sure that came from WikiLeaks, but I don't know. We'll check that later. But now you know why she didn't get charged.
Yeah, maybe his wife was like, you know what? Actually, that dude went in pretty hard on Hillary, and his ultimate conclusion was, you are guilty of these things. There's just, we can't really prosecute you right now, if I understand it correctly.
I think what it came down to is that they're saying that she didn't know better. So it's like me and you running a stop sign. The cop tries to write us a ticket, and we're like, oh no, I didn't know better. I didn't know about that. I didn't know I was supposed to stop.
Oh, okay. So you want to run a government agency and don't know how the internet works? Like,
exactly. And another thing is, like, in that last debate, how she pivoted from the questions about what was actually in the emails to Russia hacking it. She was more pissed about Russia having it. And still, there's no proof that Russia's doing it. But if she was worried about hacking, why would she use a private unsecured server?
Yeah. What does it matter who found the information if the information is true?
Yeah. Yeah.
But she did that
really cares.
She did that with almost every question in the debate. She even brought up Putin when it came to like border security. All of a sudden, it was like, Miss Clinton, well, what do you think about the wall? Well, Russia and Mr. Putin, if he can just hack our... And then Trump was like, what are you talking about? This is not even have anything to do with what...
I really don't think he knows him or Russia has anything to do with it. I mean, if Russia wanted to influence the elections, wouldn't he just donate to the Clinton Foundation or something? No,
he would donate to the Trump.
He probably has more respect for Trump for sure, because I saw the last press conference he had with his own media. He was warning the American people that, like, hey, there's something going on in your country. I mean, that we have no ill will against Americans, but if Hillary can make these serious threats against us, we'll be ready. I mean, that's basically the gist of what he's saying, and that's fucking dangerous. I mean, will Hillary go to war with Russia just to cover up all this shit? I mean, just to distract people from what's actually going on with her?
Yeah, I think she would. It would take all the attention off of what's tarnishing her legacy as Secretary of State, which she has clearly failed in so many areas. Like, she's a qualified because she's a politician. Yeah, well, she hasn't exactly done her job correctly.
She's done nothing. And multiple documented failures. I mean,
the failures is what I'm concerned about. You know, it's in no repercussions for them, because that's how the U.S. government works in almost every agency.
Yeah, so it's somewhat like, think of it as a company. Secretary of State is a really, really high position. Well, I would say, top 5. You know, so if you're working in a company and you see that your top 5, one of your top 5 managers is fucking up that bad, like all these serious mistakes, are you really going to make them the boss of the entire company? I mean, that's already a trial period. You know what they have to offer. I mean, look what Trump has had to offer. Of course, people are going to call out his bankruptcies and all this whatnot, but I mean, how many businesses does he have that are successful versus what has not been successful? I mean, he takes a lot of risk in business. You take a lot of risk. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you fail. But if your ratio is good, I mean, what do the losses matter?
Right. Yeah, that's what the liberals argue, is that how many business ventures of his have failed, and then there's been a lot that have succeeded. But at the same time, the guy never quit. He kept firing. You know, he kept throwing shit at the wall. Let's see what's going to work.
Yeah, and he's still in the green, or at least he says he is. So technically, he's still winning, right?
I guess. I mean, I don't really know.
Financially, I mean, as far as running businesses and stuff, I mean, we all know he is a businessman. And can he make these deals that we need as a country to make better profits, to get more manufacturing back to the States? I mean, that's where all of the jobs have gone, manufacturing.
Yeah.
They're all gone. I mean,
which he's been accused of bringing overseas, or not overseas, but maybe more like to Mexico.
Yeah, but I mean, as a business owner, will you do everything in your power that's at least legal to maximize your profits if it's legal? I mean,
well, that's what everyone that owns a business does. He's no different than anyone else that does a tax write-off because they had to drive, 2 hours to San Diego, and they wrote that business write-off for gas. Yeah. I mean, it happens all the time, every day, from small business to big business. I guess if he hasn't paid any taxes on that shit, that would be hard to believe, for one, and then two, if he did, I guess that would be a little shady. But somewhere along the way, you're paying tax whether you're buying gas, or you're buying a meal, or you're buying supplies for your company. Somewhere along the line, you're paying taxes. So to say that he never paid taxes throughout that part is a little foolish, in my opinion.
And so even if he did, I mean, if it was, I mean, was it illegal what he did? No, but is it a shady practice? Possibly. But if there was somebody that worked for my company and they were able to do that stuff, if it wasn't illegal and he's maximizing my profits, am I going to argue?
Nope. And then
we translate that to the running a country. Are we as citizens going to argue? Is it? I mean, will it hurt somebody else's feelings? If we can ask that. I mean, that's more. That's more important these days, right?
yeah. People's feelings are way more important than.
I just want to say it, man. Fucking pussies. God damn. Seriously.
Oh man, I've been at my job. I've been going to the bathroom in the woman's single stall, and if anyone confronts me on it, I'm just gonna be like, I'm identifying as a woman today. Okay, so you can stop infringing.
Hey, honestly, I do the same thing. I do the same thing. Yeah, because I mean, when I'm clean shaven, I mean, I do have a androgynous appearance, you know. So, hey, I mean, if the bathroom's full, man, I mean. I'm neat though. I'll wipe the toilet seat if I got something on it, but I mean, I usually lift the toilet seat.
Dude, I carry Lysol and sanitizer in my back pocket.
You don't got a work belt with a special pocket for that?
Yeah, it's right there. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I do. I always have a little bottle of hand sanitizer on me.
No, I do carry my own wipes though.
Oh yeah, wipes are good too. Wipes are definitely good.
Well, especially because with what I do, I'm walking around all day. A lot of times it's hot. You know, if you get those little paper stragglers left back behind, that's what creates rashes.
Yeah.
Because if you got them stragglers, there's a little poo on them, and then that sweat builds up. That sweat moves to your crotch region, and then, all the sweat mixes with it.
Oh, then you got some stink.
That's what develops the rash. That's what swamp ass is all about. People, if you just wipe your butt properly, you will not get swamp.
Didn't Rob Dyrdek come out with something like that? Some masculine. I don't even know what the word for it is. What's the other word for feminine hygiene products? What's masculine? I think they're called dude wipes or something like that. It's like,
yeah. That's right.
What's it good for?
We should come out with some bro wipes.
Bro wipes.
Anyways, I bet the Taliban.
Find those at the 99-cent store.
You got to imagine those dudes in the desert that don't have razors. And that's another thing, is that if you have hair down there and you're walking around in the heat, you got to get rid of it. I'm sorry. You got to get rid of it. It's going to do you no favors.
Yeah, but think about it when you get after you just shave, and then you're going on a hot day, that sweat getting there is just stinging those fucking pores.
Well, that's why God gave us fingers. You just itch that shit. It's better than the swamp ass or the rash that you'll get. If you get the link, it's got to be smooth, and you got to use the wipes, because there's that last wipe where you got to use a little finger. You know what I'm talking about. You got to use a little finger, get all the brown out, and then you're fine. I've never.
I haven't had a problem. Some people. I get some pretty clean poops where I've gotten one run wipes and just clean, literally nothing on the paper. Those are pretty impressive. Dogs can do it.
You have an immaculate digestive system. A lot of us don't.
Yeah, quite possible. I might have been blessed with that.
And I drink beer too, so that does not help.
Actually, I don't drink. I only drink at special occasions, if someone gave me a glass of champagne at somebody's wedding or something. That's about how rare I drink.
Well, good for you.
I'm not saying it to like brag or anything like that. I was just
No. I am saying that is good for you, because some of us other people, we like to partake. But that's all right. We got in a little sidetrack here.
Yeah, I think we totally derailed that. I don't even remember where we were.
That's what podcasting is all about. You get a little sidetrack.
This is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
It's actually my first time doing it. How am I doing?
I'd say that you are doing as good as you can do for what you know right now.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear.
You're like mirroring your social.
It's good feedback.
Actually, probably doing a little better because you don't post a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened?
I used to.
Slow down. You have slow down on Facebook. Now let's go into that and go into what being a conservative Asian is like on Facebook. Because
I mean, are there a lot of conservative Asians?
There's not. You know what? There's not a lot of Asians that, in my experience, Asian people like to just keep to themselves and like, fuck you. I'm going to do me. You guys can stay wrapped up in all that shit. I'm going to do me, and I'm not going to call the cops on you. Just let me do my own thing. That's what in my experience, a lot of people.
That sounds about right. That's how I grew up. Yeah, we grew up super closed off. Everybody was a stranger. Everybody was an enemy.
Yeah, fuck them. We're going to do us, and then we're going to make money. And let them go to the pizza spot and with the arcade and blow their money on beer and games.
Yeah, see, that's what my parents their traditional Asian ways taught me was to be extremely fiscally conservative. So, but I do blow money sometimes. I mean, you got to have some retail therapy every now and then.
Well, I think it's all right. Well, with me, I guess you can call me just like a straight up red-blooded, 4th, 5th generation blooded American. My mind state is not safe. We're gonna go to the fucking rodeo. We're gonna drink the beer. We're gonna we're gonna have fun. But we blow all our money as compared to the Asian or maybe the Jewish immigrant that is like, we're going to stay home every night. We're going to eat fucking peas, carrots, and rice, and we're going to stack our shit until we can buy a big home in Sorrento and then provide that good life for our kids. So I think that you can't really talk shit on either one, because
that was very accurate, though.
Along the line, we're having fun along the line, and then on the other hand, you are saving up for a better life down the line. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just saying that this is my observation.
Well, what you described about the saving up, buying a home, I mean, that's pretty much what my parents did. They just grinded for like 10, 15 years straight up, just living poor as shit. Yeah, I never realized that they they came up with a down payment for the house. I was like, I don't remember, but their mortgage is small as shit, so they must have put down a lot of money.
So what kind of jobs did your parents have?
They were actually both electrical engineers.
Oh.
It's just, there's a lot of Vietnamese people that do that kind of electronics work, like from top to bottom. They love electronics.
Oh yeah.
Even where I work now, it's just, I work for an ultrasound company, and we fix and sell. We do pretty much everything ultrasound, and about 3 or 4 of my techs are Vietnamese. And they're absolutely amazing at what they do.
And so you're Vietnamese also?
Yeah.
Huh. I always thought you were Korean for some reason.
No. If I was Korean, I would have had a really, really nice car in high school. I would have had a Lexus in high school.
I always felt like in high school, because I always stop and talk with you, and I think we had maybe 1 or 2 classes, but I always felt like you were one of the cool dudes that never made it to the cool table, as fucking sissy as it sounds. And I don't even know if I was there either, but you know what I'm saying? But I think actually you were there. You were with kind of our bodyboarder kind of hip hop
Yeah, I think it's because I already had like a close crew, and I was more like I was more of an introvert then, where I just preferred like smaller groups and like. I mean, and like, the group that was like, pretty, like considered like the cool group, they were always doing like just crazy ass shit that was too crazy for me. Like crazy white boy shit.
White people shit.
Yeah. Like Brandon Nelson. I loved bodyboarding with that guy, but I absolutely hated doing anything else with him because.
Oh my God. Me too. Oh my God.
Just absolutely out of control, man. That guy dropped, I remember one time he dropped a fucking circular saw on his leg. Yeah.
Dude,
Jesus.
Yeah, in our early 20s, I remember me, him, and Chris Christopherson, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah, rest in peace, man.
We're hanging out afterward, and we were going somewhere, and Chris was driving my car because I had already had a DUI, so I'm like, fuck that, and Chris was always down to drive. Nelson's in the back seat, and we were going to L.A., like just on some stupid fucking thing, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a gun on me." I'm like, what? What the? Like, why the fuck do you have a gun on you?
Oh my God!
And that just changed the dynamic,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, are we gonna? What are we? We're gonna get there and see ISIS? Like, why do you have a fucking gun? And he actually. I don't want to go too much into his personal history. I think he's doing good now.
Oh yeah, he's cool now. He's got I'm not sure if he's married, but he's got a kid. He's got a good job. He's doing good for himself.
Working out and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's doing what he loves. I think. I mean, he's always in the ocean, so I mean, I knew that's what he always loved. So I'm really happy for him. He was a really good dude. Yeah, I mean, he was always there to help me with anything I needed. Like he was. Totally good person. Yeah.
I saw the good dude in you during the fog of what was Cypress High, and yeah, it was cool. I mean, for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, I caused maybe because I did crazy shit. I don't know. I drew a lot of attention at that school, and everyone knew who the fuck I was.
That's why I thought you're so cool, man. I was like, I want to be that guy's friend. Like how he gets into some crazy shit. I like that.
Yeah, but no, that's not how I viewed you because I saw other people that were like that just wanted to be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with him, but I wanted to be cool with everyone too. So that's fine. But I still don't remember what was the attraction to me. But all I know is that, there was, I mean, I garnered attention, I guess, for whatever reason, especially senior year.
I think we all had a pretty good senior year.
Oh, yeah, that was the best. It was before, and I was just thinking about this while we were talking a minute ago. That was, I think we were like the last class or the second to last class before social media really hit with the MySpace.
Oh, I mean, man.
I think MySpace.
It started at Instant Messenger, American Online Instant Messenger, and it developed from that, I believe.
Right, AIM. Everyone had an AIM, but it wasn't. It wasn't like.
No, it wasn't. You weren't able to.
Like everyone couldn't see it. It was you and another person.
Yeah.
But then MySpace came around, and it was like everyone can see everyone's shit.
Yeah, you know what? I think MySpace was the beginning of how people's feelings are so important these days. I think it also. I mean, ultimately, it's social media that I mean has created all these. I mean, pussies.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because I mean, there were safe spaces before. It was called leaving school and going home. But now with social media, these kids leave school, go home, and I mean, some of them still get bullied, and they don't know how to deal with that. Well, so I do feel for that. I definitely do feel for that because I got nephews that are going through the same thing. I feel that they're just as soft as anybody else I criticize. But Yeah, I do feel for him. I mean, the bullying is an issue, but I don't think it's any more severe than it was before. It's just you can't get away from it now.
Well, I mean, the bullying is probably less than it was, regardless of the videos that you might see on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot more bullying that went on, and because there was no cameras around to record it, then, I don't think that, and I'm going to sound like an asshole saying this, I don't think that bullying to a certain point is a bad thing, because a little bullying will create some character. It'll create some fight in you. If you live in an environment where you're never challenged, then
That's
you
true.
live in it's not ideal. I mean, I grew up. Constantly. I was the youngest of four. I didn't get it. According to my siblings, as bad as everyone else, but I got bullied a little bit. And so when I went to school, I never got bullied because I was always, fighting someone bigger and older than me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of like how some parents, when they raise their kids, like they make sure like everything's all super clean. Everything's always clean. They're always wiping things. I mean, if you don't let them be dirty a little bit, they don't build up any kind of like immune system. So I guess it's similar to what you're saying about building up like a defense mechanism or a way to cope with someone poking fun,
Yeah, true. Yeah. The biology never catches up. But see, like, I could recognize it in my son. My son's like me. He has to go outside and do stuff, fall down on his own. I can tell him, look, if you do this, you're going to get hurt. Look, if you do that, you're going to get hurt. He's going to do it 3 times in a row and not give a shit. That's just the kind of kid he is. But I cannot isolate him from being who he wants to be. I mean, that said, I'm not going to put him on top of a roof and tell him to walk off, but he's just I guess he's not one of these pussies that you're talking about. But there are, but then these parents create these pussies by never letting them go outside or never letting them just like, oh, there's a step there and you're going to fall. I mean, I guess at 1 year old, you have to guide them and let them know. But at the point where he's at right now, 2 years, 4 months old, he kind of has an idea on how the world works. Like, for instance, almost every day we go in the back of my truck. He likes to play with my tools. There's certain tools that I take away from him immediately because they're just too dangerous.
Like the Sawzall?
Well, I mean, come on. He's not playing with the Sawzall. I'm like the cutters. But one day I let him play with the cutters, and he didn't cut himself with the cutter part, but he pinched himself with the part that closes, right?
Yeah.
So he broke his skin. And so it wasn't to the point of blood, but it was like, all right, this is something that I need to rethink. Yeah. And I brought him inside, and he was crying. But he cried, maybe for 2 minutes. What happened 3 minutes later? He wants to go outside and grab the same fucking tool, and play with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, some of these kids, they're just not going to learn. You got to let them be kids. And I mean, granted, he's not playing with that tool anymore. But what I'm saying is that a lot of parents would not let him play with tools anymore.
Yeah. Well, there's different angles to that, different types of parenting. Like if I saw that it was a dangerous tool that I knew that was like a useful tool in a human being's life, I mean, I teach him respect for it and how to use it early in life. I mean, it's all about education. Why make him scared of it? If you forbid him to play with it and it was his last interaction with it was that he got hurt, what's he going to do for the rest of his life? Is he going to get PTSD every time he sees some cutters? I mean,
well, yeah,
you can translate that to any tool.
Yeah, and then some parents would be like, he would go to grab that tool again and be like, no, don't grab that one, boo, and then like create some kind of superstition fear around it. So, yeah, times have definitely changed. I wonder what our times would have been like if we had Facebook during at our high school parties or whatever, and during high school. I'm sure that would have changed the dynamic.
Oh, and yeah. I mean, you and I might be pussies.
Oh.
That's a scary thought.
I would have preferred it. I don't know. I never acted like I was cool shit or whatever. I never wanted to be that dude. Because you know who those dudes were, and it's kind of disgusting. And a lot of those dudes are the same people today on social media. You know,
like, where are they now? You know, still. I think there's probably some of them with the same job after they got out of high school.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that peaked at high school.
Yeah. That reminds me of that. Peaked in high school, Rob Lowe. Don't be that guy.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The DirecTV commercials? He was working at like a high school cafeteria or something.
Oh, man. Well, it's good to talk to you, man. So I guess let's just get back onto the political track.
Sounds good.
Hillary Clinton is probably going to be our next president. How do you feel about that? Super open.
I mean, whoever the president is, I mean, I swear my allegiance to them 100%. I mean,
what if you didn't vote for them?
Well, I mean, we live in this country. I mean, as part of our citizenship, we respect the Constitution and our democracy. So,
no, well, part of our citizenship.
I don't necessarily will like it, but
we should be able to challenge that as well. I mean,
isn't it the will of the people? I mean, isn't it the people's choice? Ultimately,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that anymore. I'm really not. Hillary in some of her debates have gotten questions handed to her ahead of time.
Oh yeah. I've seen that.
So is it the will of the people, or is it the will of someone who already knows the damn game plan? Well,